Hi there. Today I wanted to talk about the big shift that we see in the loyalty. And I'm pretty sure we all know this by now. The brands that are winning in customer loyalty today aren't necessarily the ones that are offering the biggest discounts or the flashiest rewards. Those are the ones that are delivering the best experiences consistently and across every channel. So let's try to analyze what are the main blockers in delivering personalized loyalty experiences and how the winners are actually dealing with them. I'm going to take you through how brands like Shaping New Tomorrow or Biotech USA were able to launch this kind of smart omnichannel setup in just a few weeks instead of multiple months. So, my name is Łukasz, and I'm the CEO of Omnivy. For over 15 years, I've been building and improving loyalty programs, from complex global schemes to fast moving retail campaigns. While I've been doing that, I've seen again and again that loyalty isn't failing because of poor strategy. It's usually failing because of disconnected systems and inability to deliver the ideas. And that's why we have started Omnivy to help brands move from PowerPoints to live omnichannel journeys. Do it faster and smarter. Um, so let's try to ground that conversation in what the research actually shows. So McKinsey tells us that the average customer now moves across 3 to 5 channels before they even make a purchase. And those who do, they spend almost twice as much as a single channel shoppers. And Deloitte confirms that in a way. Customers are far more loyal to brands that give them consistent experience no matter where they shop. And Accenture, they take it even further. Companies with a strong omnichannel strategy retain 89% of their customers. And compare that to 33% retention for those with fragmented approaches. As you can see, the expectation is clear. Your customers want to be known, rewarded, and recognized everywhere, not just in the app, not just online, across the board. So I'm pretty sure we all know which side we want to be here. So the difference between the winners and the laggards isn't the budget or the creativity. It's whether their tech stack let them execute. So the winners, they're launching campaigns in hours. They're triggering real-time personalization in store, in app, or in email with the same logic. The laggards, well, their personalization strategy is basically a birthday email, even with your name spelled wrong. So they're stuck chasing down 5 different systems just to run a 10% off promo. You can have the best strategy in the world, but if every channel is disconnected, if your data is fragmented, and your logic lives in 5 different systems, you'll lose the customer experience battle. The truth is that loyalty innovation today isn't about new ideas for promos or rewards. It's about execution speed, stack orchestration, and being able to recognize your customer wherever they are instantly. Loyalty today is about creating a unified, relevant experience. Data integration is just a tool. The experience is the goal. And that's where the game is won or lost. So now just let's make it real. I want you to meet Julia. She's the kind of a customer that most of the loyalty dreams of. High customer value, engaged, loyal to the brand. She shops in store on weekends, but she browses online during the week. She buys premium, often at the full price. And recently we can see that she's been eyeing a limited edition jacket several times, but she hasn't bought it yet. So, what do we do here? Simple. We want to definitely increase the conversion. We want to protect our margins and make sure that she feels truly recognized. But here's the catch: most brands cannot actually deliver this kind of campaign. Not because they lack creativity, but because their systems aren't built for it. So let me show you what this journey could look like when the stack is connected, when it's composable, and designed to deliver a real-time personalization at scale. So there's what's happening. Julia has been browsing that limited edition jacket for the third time in 2 weeks. Same product, different sessions, but she never added to the cart. And now, most brands would just drop a generic promo email or wait for a cart abandonment that never comes. And actually, this is a gold moment. She's clearly interested, but something is holding her back. So here's where we go deeper. Our promotion planner doesn't just say, okay, just give 20% off. It adapts the strategy based on the behavior and product type. So for example, if this would be a standard product and she's hesitating, a flash promo actually might work. But for premium items, and especially for high value customers like Julia, that can actually backfire. So instead of rushing to discount, we pause. We flag her indecisiveness, and we prepare logic that will respond to her value, the product category, and even the stock context, which you'll see in the next steps. So basically, now here's a turning point, and this is where most of the retailers cannot deliver today. So instead of sending Julia a discount, the system should actually check the inventory at her most visited store. Just 2 jackets are left in her size. So what happens? The engine suppresses the promo. No unnecessary offer, no margin erosion. Instead, she gets a message that infinitely more valuable. Hey Julia, only 2 items left in your sites. Do you want us to hold it for you? What we've done here is we have shifted from a discount-based persuasion to contextual relevance. And this does 3 things for us instantly. It, first of all, protects our premium pricing. It creates some type of urgency without training customers to actually wait for discounts. And most importantly, that makes Julia feel genuinely seen and understood. That's not just a loyalty logic, that's actually a brand experience logic. And it only works when your loyalty engine, your inventory data, and the engagement tool speaks the same language. So let's assume that Julia has decided to visit the store on Saturday. She walks in, she buys the jacket, she pays using maybe a mix of cash and loyalty points. And in that very moment, the system recognizes her, triggers a reward, and makes her feel special. She gets this kind of message: thank you for buying in store. You've unlocked early access to our limited drop next month. So this is again not a discount, that's a recognition. And it's powered by a loyalty engine that understands tier logic, context, and behavior. All of that in real time. From Julia's perspective, it feels like magic. So, it's mine. From a business perspective, this is loyalty that increases retention without cutting into margin. So this is extremely important. And then a few days later, Julia can get a follow-up message. Not a generic blast. It's very contextual. Because you love both pieces, get double points if you buy a matching scarf. Available this week, only for you, is the offer that no one else gets. So what just happens? We leveraged her style preferences. We reacted to her current behavior, and we nudged a return visit without giving away any extra margin. So this is where loyalty stops being a program and becomes more an experience. It's thoughtful, it's personalized, and, honestly, it's what loyalty should be all along. this is kind of a thing you all say you want when building your RFPs. So, okay, let's now go back to reality for a second. Uh, I pretty much know what you're all thinking right now. Yeah, the Julia journey was beautiful, but with my stack, with my technology, we would need 4 months, 3 different teams, and a shared Google Doc to even try to achieve that. And you're basically right because this is the real blocker. The ideas are usually solid, the intentions are usually right, but the execution, this is usually get crashed by the technology architecture. So first of all, the customer data is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So CRM says one thing, POS knows another, and then your loyalty system is just trying to keep up. So there's no single view, no behavioral trigger, just a lot of noise. Second of all, we have a promo logic that is trapped. Every offer lives in a different system. Every team has their own version of it. So when you try to launch something across your channels, you have to rebuild it in 3 4 different times. And then when your chief marketing officer asks you what really worked, well, good luck with stitching all of that story together. So if that sounds familiar, it's good because now we're gonna show you how to fix it and make Julia's journey your reality. So let's try to break it down. This is how a typical campaign falls apart in a legacy stack. So first, someone from a business team analytics have a great idea. Maybe it's based on the churn signals. Maybe it's on a high customer lifetime value that customers are having but not converting. There's an idea, but the team cannot act on it. There's no single source of truth. There's no real-time data. There's no unified profile. So the idea is kind of, it dies in a spreadsheet. But let's say you still try to do something. So you push the offer anyway. So you brief your marketing team. They load the offer into marketing automation. But because your tools aren't really connected, the same blanket offer goes everywhere to anyone. Is it a VIP? Is it Deal Hunter? Doesn't really matter. Everyone gets the same promo. And then comes the real fun. So the actual execution of the offer. So the web team needs to manually set the promo logic in their e-commerce or CMS. The store team has to create the price rule in the POS or ERP. So different tools, different logic, different timelines. It's like, running 3 separate campaigns at once and praying that somehow it will work together. And when your leadership asks you what was the ROI, well, it depends on who you ask, which channel, and whether anyone remembered to tag it properly. So welcome in the legacy limbo, where, good ideas simply suffer. So let's go back to the root of the problem. Right now, most brands have promo and loyalty logic that is scattered across multiple systems. Your mobile app has its own logic, e-commerce runs separate campaigns, POS, it has its own price rules, and then, ERP often controls some prices, invoice discounts, returns, stuff like that. So these systems usually don't talk, they don't sync, which means you cannot really launch unified personalized campaigns, even if you wanted to. The experience is breaking here. And, clearly clients feels that. So the step one is a game changer. So it's all about centralizing all of your promotion and loyalty logic in a single powerful engine. And there are a lot of engines that could take care of that for you. Talon One, Voucherify, Open Loyalty. So instead of rebuilding the same logic in 4 different places, you created ones and distributed across every touch point. Your app, your web, your store. So one logic layer powers all of your offers, coupons, loyalty rewards, and campaign rules. You just need to connect your transactional channels to it and make sure that those key components synchronize across the channels. That's where us as Omnivy can help. So that is where you start your transformation from managing multiple systems to managing strategy. And your customers get one consistent experience everywhere. So now let's talk about step number 2. And this is what most of the brands overlook. So if you have centralized your loyalty and promo logic, great. But now you need to make sure that every part of your stack shares the same understanding of the customer behavior. So that's where your data layer comes in. It holds your segmentation, scoring models, customer values, tiers, even AI predictions, like who's likely to churn or who's ready for an upsell. But this data means nothing if it just sits in your CDP or data warehouse or AI tool. The magic really happens when those insights are pushed into every system within your marketing technology stack. Your marketing automation, your loyalty engine, your engagement tools, whatever you're using. So this way, everything from email to application to POS, they all work in the same definition of who the customer is and what they really need. And then what happens, what we are able to unlock are personalized offers that are not sent at the right moment only. They're also executed correctly in every channel in real time. So we're kind of like upgrading to another level. And this is the holy grail that we are looking for. That's what makes omnichannel loyalty actually work for you. So what does it look like when you put all of those right pieces together? So this is it, the modern stack. It starts with your data layer, CDP, data warehouse, AI, just giving you a 360 view of every customer. What they browse, what they buy, return, respond to, that becomes one source of truth. Then comes marketing automation. It knows what to say, when to say it, send the right message based on each customer behavior. But finally, the promotion and loyalty engine becomes the execution layer. So one set of rules, one redemption log, one customer experience, no matter which channel you're interacting with. And suddenly you're just not guessing. You're delivering personalized journeys, consistent offers, and execute them in real time across every channel. And, for the first time, you can actually start measuring ROI without 6 different Excel reports and a headache. So let's talk about how most brands still try to get there. First, they, start with a great idea, then comes a custom development. So all of those connections between those systems has to be built. Building the logic, hard coding APIs. Then you need to test all of that. You need to maintain it. So where's the main problem? The people that are usually building that, whether it's in-house or by external agency, they often have no background in loyalty or promotions. So they're not designing the business logic. They're building pipes from scratch, just like 100 other teams that are duplicating the effort and with almost no cumulative knowledge. So the result of that is that you spend, 6 to 12 months building something that still doesn't really meet your goals. And the worst thing there is that when you try to roll it out, you just realize that the maintenance will also eat your lunch. So it's slow, it's pretty expensive, and it's definitely not very strategic. So now how the leaders are doing it. So with the Omnivy Loyalty Accelerator, you can skip that heavy lifting. So we're already building integration with leading e-commerce, POS platforms, and marketing automation. So platforms like Shopify, Klaviyo, Magento, Salesforce, C2, they're all connected, ready to go. That means that you move straight to execution. Advanced scenarios, real-time promotions, seamless omnichannel rewards. And instead of waiting 6 to 12 months to start really any operations, you can launch it in a week up to 4 weeks. That's our usual time for the integration. And with a predictable integration as a service model and continuous updates, so you don't worry about any changes within that stack. So this is the difference between you're building an infrastructure or you're building the value. So, let me leave you with this. If you want to connect your loyalty engine with your e-commerce, POS, and marketing automation in the classic way, sure, you can. But it's going to take you multiple months. And you're kind of reinventing what others already solved. Or you can just start with a pre-integrated, proven stack and go live in weeks. No delays, no guessworks, just a composable architecture that puts marketers in control. No stuck in IT tickets, no integration loops. And that's actually the promise of Omnivy Loyalty Accelerator. We didn't just speed up the delivery, we've made true omnichannel loyalty finally possible. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this gave you a clear picture of what's possible and what's finally doable when it comes to delivering truly personalized omnichannel loyalty. If you're working on loyalty or promotions and you want to move faster, avoid that technical headaches, or just, sense check your roadmap, we would be super happy to connect. So you can scan that QR code, visit our website, follow us on LinkedIn, and if you would like to talk specifics, just, drop me a message. I'll be super happy to help you. Your big loyalty ideas become reality. Thank you so much.